Triple D, it's Dezzie and Dean. Hey,
Yo, guys,
we got to write something a little quippy like that. Just something that we can even do ourselves.
but you
Do
just
do
wrote
do
it. You just
do
wrote it right
do
there.
do do
Sound
do do
like that.
do. Hey, yeah, there we go. Exactly. We'll just play that in the little intro time there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. You are watching Triple D. It is Dynamite with Dezzie, and there's Dean over there. I did the point right on the first try. I'm very happy. On the ball today. I'm going to write on my wall, I'm going to say Dean. There's going to be a picture of you right here. So when I point to you, it's going to look right at you like that. That's
I've got the
right.
shark as reference point,
Nice.
so all I have to do is point at the shark, and I'm pointing at the true killer of the ocean.
There we
That's,
go. There we go. True killer of the ocean. The Arctic Ocean, maybe. Definitely. Definitely the Arctic Ocean. John Howell, random comment to make you roll your eyes here. Good morning, Johnny Cadillac. How are you, brother? This guy, let me tell you, this guy is the guy. He gets me every single week. We have good banter, myself and Johnny, off air. I love you, Johnny, man. I love the energy you bring here. Like I said, fuck, man, you're a good dude, man. You're a good dude. Don't ever get that twisted. Please don't ever get that twisted. Don't
yeah,
ever get that twisted.
his little 10-man tag comment that he tagged us in today, and that yeah, I remember chuckle
Yeah.
that. I fucking hope not.
That's it. We're just being conditioned, right? The 4-man tags are just conditioning us to like the eventual 15-man tags are going to be running here in AEW faction versus faction versus faction.
Well, we've got a
right
good
here.
6-man one coming up, haven't we, next week, which we'll talk about later. But that
Yep.
actually well into that one. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Exactly. We're going to take our time here. We're going to do it like a slow roast here on the program because that's what we're into. We're into that slow burn here.
I like a slow
Awesome.
roast. I won't lie. Yeah.
Honestly, no, it is good. It is good. Actually, it's making me think about dinner now too. So we'll see. We'll see. But it is still early in the day here. Let's get the show kicked off here. We have Jurassic Express in the ring here, and the Bucks come out for some reason. The Bucks are out. They come in, and I love how Luchasaurus just takes Marco and just puts him behind him. Get behind me, boy. Like, I'll protect you. And he just like the Bucks come out and they give the referee the super kick party. Man, these guys just don't like referees here at all. They walk backstage. I thought this was really cool how we got a little kind of a look to see what their gorilla position looks like, their backstage area. So you sort of see that Tony Khan is in the middle of those two entrances. That's kind of interesting. So they walk up to Tony and they throw him the stack. They're like, you know what, whatever, you want 10 grand, here's your stack. Cool look backstage. They walk past the FTR and they're laughing. FTR's just loving it, right? So they walk out, they're doing their thing. For this tag team match to open up here, I really expected Jurassic Express to win this non-tag team match, or this non-title match against the tag champions, because it would push them up into the rankings and give them a title shot. I think they're really, man, like I said, I don't think we could ever say bad things about Luchasaurus and Jurassic Express at this point. I'm such a fan of their work style. Jungle Boy is showing so much heart here. Man, you know what I mean? There's so many Jungle Boy roll-up spots in my notes here. I expected them to win because the titles were on the line. With that FTR winning with that assisted roll-up, that sort of, that roll-up pin, that cheat pin, it establishes them as, a cheat-to-win team. But again, I'm going to fall on that sword, and I'll die on that sword today, that I wanted Jurassic Express to win this match. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base, man. What are you thinking? Just as you
See, I didn't not necessarily didn't want them to win. I just never saw it because I don't think you could put the belts on FTR and instantly have them lose. I don't think that's a good look. I think what you had here,
yeah.
You mentioned Hart from Jungle Boy, which we've seen a lot of lately, but in this match we saw just genuine toughness. And I think that was to make us as the audience to believe that they were in with a chance of winning. Because like at the beginning, it started quick tags from FTR, started working over Jungle Boy, and I'm thinking, right, is that going to be the tail of the match? You know what I mean? Work over the small guy, get the hot tags. But it didn't. As soon as I was thinking that thought in my head, Jungle Boy just got on top and just out wrestled them both, took them both out. And then, so we saw a lot more than just heart we've seen from him. We saw some real grit and some real toughness, which I liked. FTR side of the thing, I like how they are an out-and-out tag team. So neither one of them was in the ring more than a minute. It's just tag, keep yourself fresh, constant. Yeah. So I like that from them. They're really good at that. And like I say, I think it was storyline. They wanted us to believe that Jungle Boy. And I did buy one of the roll-ups. It were really close and it got broken up. And I was like, whoa, actually. But that was clever storytelling because like I said, I never thought Jurassic Express would win, and I didn't want them to because I wanted FTR to look strong in the first match afterwards. I know it wasn't for the belts, but to look strong. And like this took no away from Jurassic Express. They looked better. Like we were talking about this last week. Win or lose, looking better coming out of matches. That's when wrestling works perfectly, when both teams are elevated off the back. Yeah. So it took nothing away from them losing here, and like you say, with it being like an assisted roll up and a bit cheap to win, the argument was on another day they could have won then. So it takes no away from them, and they're right up there with the top teams where they need to be. So I thought this were a good opening to the show. I enjoyed it.
That's a good point. That's a totally good point. Like you said, exactly. It was an explosive match. It was everything was supposed to be right off the beginning. We got a tag team match, and we even got to. There's so much emphasis on the tag team division in AEW. I love it. Right? It's like all tag team elite wrestling. It's awesome. I'm not going to complain at all. We go backstage. We see Matt Hardy, and he's beat up. He's been attacked here. His knee is hurt. Private Party's looking over him. Jericho and Hager show up, and they're teasing Matt, and they leave. And interesting. Matt Hardy on the shelf here a little bit longer. Private Party, obviously, up against Jericho Hager. So I don't know. It puts Matt Hardy on the shelf.
I didn't think. Did you think that was the Inner Circle that did it though? That I don't know if it fully put that over. So I don't know if it's going to be. Obviously, Sammy Guevara's in the Inner Circle, so it could have been part of that. But they sort of felt like they could have just been walking past at the same. Right. Like it wasn't necessarily them that did it, which I like.
Yeah.
Because it could easily be them, and makes perfect storyline sense. But there was still a bit of intrigue of like, well, was it them? Or were they just opportunists and just taking the piss because they're walking past? Exactly. So I'm interested to see where that goes. Yeah, so I liked that because it was like, what at the Inner Circle, or is there something else afoot here? Was it Sammy or again someone else? Private Party heel turn.
Cool thing, right? Well, and that's it. That's what I like about wrestling is it's so subjective like that. We all watch the same thing, and if you're not watching Triple D, the official companion show to AEW Dynamite, by the way. Thanks, John Hell. We're just talking to John now. That's all we're doing now. That's what we do every week here is just talk to John. I totally thought that could have it could have been Private Party. It could have been Inner Circle, like you said. But I think it could have been way more apparent if they would have just been them and they would have got scared off or they would have just left, right? So I think that's kind of cool. They left up to mystery. So we'll see.
Yeah, a little bit of mystery. No wrong with a bit of mystery.
At the same time, I think they're done with the Hardy Guevara rivalry now. Yeah, for sure. They put that to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Which means that's what made me think like, surely it's someone else then. Didn't make sense. Yeah. It sort of felt like it shouldn't be the Inner Circle. They're just opportunists and just taking the piss because they're there. So I feel like there's definitely there's more to that. More to find out, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it because Matt Hardy, again, he's one of my favorites, but man, the guy does not have to take those for the same reason he told, he famously talks about the broken Matt character being more character driven than move driven. And he told his brother, like, you can be Brother Nero and now there's more story. Stop throwing yourself off of the top rope every match, right? Don't have to do them every single match. You don't have to be fucking taking 15-foot, 10-foot drops off of things onto tables there, Matt. You're far too old for that shit. Push Sammy off it. Let Sammy take that bump alone. You know what I mean? There's other ways to do it, Matt. There's other ways to do it. Work smarter, not harder, my brother. Frankie Kazarian taking on Hangman Page. Oh my gosh, man. This, I think, is my match of the night. It was super dope. I really had a good time with this one. Omega taking on the microphone and commentary. Man, Page has so much strength. In my notes here, I'm just reading. So much strength, this incredible agility that he's got. Like the ability he has to spring over the ropes, but that strength to still pick a guy up and throw him around. Like it's so balanced, but Page really does have a future here, honestly. And the depth they're showing to his character throughout this whole tag team run. I'm such a big fan of it, man. And again, though, same for Kaz. Same exact thing you could say for Kaz. Leaping over the ropes, there's sick DDT he did. In my notes here, I thought Hangman should win, especially with Omega on the mic taking the story further. The fact because Omega kept talking him down, and he's like, oh, he's not going to be able to do it now that I'm not backing him up. Watch him. He's struggling. Oh, he's struggling. And he did it. He actually did it. He beat him. buckshot lariat, huge. You could tell there's just like, with guys who have moves like that, like Finn Balor, Rey Mysterio, and now Hangman Page, when they're getting ready for their move, you can tell they need a certain amount of space for it to happen. So when he's on the apron, you're just like, he forearm smash. Okay, he's back couple. No. He's coming back in, punches him again or kicks him, whatever. And he's like, okay, shit. He's finally rolled back far enough for it. Now he can hit him with it. And it's just like, bang. I'm such a fan of that fucking lariat, man. Such a fan of that lariat. Huge win for Hangman, honestly. And I thought it was super cool that Kenny's like, all right, guys, I'm bailing out. You know, like, I'm not getting the fuck out of here. And he just like left. And then they timed it so good. Hangman going back and looking around. He's like, hey, what the fuck? I know you were there, right? You didn't stick around. Like, oh, man. I loved it, man. It just keeps the story going. I don't know when they're going to face off, but I hope it's going to be not soon, but I can't wait for it anyways.
Yeah, I don't think it should be too quick. I think this match was to establish Hangman as a single star again and do it well. So not just in action against Frankie Kazarian, a wily veteran who we know is awesome, had a long career, and he's, like you say, missing a beat. This was a really physical match. And like you say, we can say it all day. Hangman is the complete package. He is, like you say, such a huge future in this business, in this company. Multiple time champion. It's just a matter of time. He's just always impresses me. Always impresses me. Like, blows me away. He's so good. Like you say, the finish. I actually liked the end because he went on the outside on the apron. They had the little back and forth where, like you say, couldn't create the space, and they kept one up in each other because Frankie obviously wanted to hit it where he drops you in and hits the leg drop on the back of the head. He would try to set up for that, and that's what eventually lured him in. When Hangman went, suckered him, kicked him back, and like you say, that buckshot lariat, it's deadly, isn't it? Yeah. And so I enjoyed Kenny being on commentary because he did like put him down when he goes, oh, that's where he'd need me, or that's where his thing. But he also put him over in them moments as well. But I think at the beginning, like when he first come out, he looked at Kenny, and Kenny were like, oh yeah, hi mate, yeah. You know, like I'm not bothered. And then obviously at the end, I thought it were interesting. Now we went, right, see you guys. Is this all like, I've been told to come out here for obvious reasons. Now it's over. I'm done. See ya. Yeah. And like you say, a nice little subtle story when Hangman's looking round almost for validation. Yeah. Like, did I do well enough for you? Because he still sort of wants to put the team together to redeem himself. So it was nice that he was gone by the time he looked around. Yeah. So I thought this match, really good match. Really enjoyed it. Two absolute pros. Hangman's amazing. And now a good solid win to start a good solid singles run. So
absolutely, man, absolutely. They're playing the kind of long game, honestly, where I would love to see a title versus, and not a title takes all match, but just champion versus champion match. Because Kenny, you know, is going for that heavyweight championship sooner than later. Oh my gosh, they'd be ridiculous fools to not have that belt on Kenny, you know, at some point here.
Well, that's why. Go on, sorry.
And then TNT title on Hangman. That'd be so rad to see both of them going at it, right? Holy smokes. Top of their both divisions.
Well, you could do, but obviously I don't know if I want both titles tied up in the same feud, but I feel like this feud between them, the match shouldn't happen until, say, Omega is, like you say, Omega should be champion at some point. So this, by then, could be a year-long plus, well, an entire existence of AEW told story. Do you know? Yep. For then, so over the belt could be amazing by that point, you know. So I'm hoping they don't pull the trigger too fast. Well, they haven't anyway. I trust them. Obviously, it's been a slow build. It's been a long, long story, but not like it's not dragging. It's been beautifully told. So yeah, it'd be nice if the main championship were involved. Like I say, put maybe that on Kenny. Maybe, like I say, ideally a heel Kenny, and then a babyface Hangman.
Oh,
you know,
man,
that's what. In it.
Getting all excited here, getting me hot and bothered here, thinking about this match, the possibilities of what's going to happen here when they eventually do face off, man, because it's going to be epic. You know, it's going to be epic. And especially, like you said, the slower the burn, the longer the clips will be, right? They're like from 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like 18 months ago when this all started. Like, yes. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. So this is funny as hell here. So MJF in action. This I had to watch a couple times because it was like really weird how this all broke down for me. I'm watching the match. There's a commercial break. So it's like, it says MJF in action. And I'm like, okay, cool. MJF is coming up soon here. Commercial break. So I go down to let the dog go pee. I come back and MJF is sweating. JR says he doesn't get paid by the hour. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back and I watch this match again on a different feed after the live. And so he faces off against Sean Dean. And as far as my understanding of this is, he literally just pokes him in the eyes, blasts him with that salt of the earth armbar, and just, that's it. That's the match, right?
Blink and you miss it, yeah.
Yeah, really. You let your dog out for a piss and you miss it, apparently. Holy smokes. Jeez. But I love how
he waited for the ref to turn. He waited for the ref to turn to call for the bell. As he turns to go ring the bell, pokes him in the eye. The bell rings, the ref turns around, he just puts him straight in the salty earth, taps him in quicker than a pin could tap someone. Like, this was seconds. And I liked that. Obviously, poor Sean Dean, but I really liked that.
Yeah. Oh, I thought John was saying could be match of the year, and I was like, what? Is he talking about this match right now? MJF and Sean Dean? No, he's talking about the Omega and Hangman eventual face-off.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah, exactly, right? Man, maybe he's just easily impressed, because this was definitely impressive.
He watches this show, he must be.
Yeah, right, exactly. So MJF on the microphone, calling himself an uncrowned champion there, teases building a faction, a whole bunch of stuff here. I thought just, man, it's you almost don't want to call it standard MJF, but it's such a high caliber that he sets here for himself whenever he grabs a microphone. You just want to listen to him.
Yeah, I think this is what we thought we'd get last week, where, rightly so, Mox cheated, so I am your champion. I should be the champion. So that's the way it went. And even made Justin Roberts introduce him as the undefeated, undisputed, AEW All Elite Wrestling Champion. And I like that, because it's good. It's good fuel for his fire. Because he's like, that's what he's all about, is like being in your face, being smarmy, and like but he's also got a point.
It's true.
So he's got a legit claim to be the uncrowned champion. So I think MJF with that behind him, that's great. We should get some great promo work. And like you say, but standard is solid gold, isn't it, with MJF? I just love hearing him talk. He's just fantastic. So this, especially if he always now refers to himself as that until maybe he gets properly shut up, I think it's a good angle for him. And like I said, last week we thought we were going to do that, but I did really like him establishing the dynamic with him and Wardlow. That were nice to have that last week. So then go right, and then to come to this, what he should be. Yeah, he's got a point. Technically, he's got an argument. He's still undefeated technically.
Absolutely.
If you play by the rules, yeah.
And now it's it. I would love to see if there was like a heel authority or something, right? If there was somebody that was like, I agree, damn it, like a Nick Patrick referee kind of figure, or like some sort of like a GM or something that could step in and be like, well, hang on now, this is exactly why he gets a rematch, is because you totally cheated. You absolutely cheated, right? So, I mean, but that is what it is. Speaking of guys that have legit claims to things, we'll talk about that after this next little bit here coming up. Dudes with claims, dude with legit claims. So we're getting to the Ricky Starks move dissection here. Just Taz breaking down Ricky Starks, our man here, Ricky. Again, Ricky Starks, super talented. He reminds me of a very small, early Rocky Maivia, early The Rock. Sometimes it's a bad thing because he's obviously tuned into that. I think somebody told him, hey, yo, you look like The Rock. And then he was just like buying a $5,000 shirt and shit. But hey, I'm a fan of Eddie. I'm a fan of Ricky. I'm a fan of Ricky. I'm a fan of bad dudes, man. I love bad dudes.
I think the technique by Taz is one of the best things Taz does. I really like that, breaking stuff down, and pointing it out.
Leader team.
The dynamics of a technique by Team Taz. But I like this. He's done it before, hasn't he? He did it with Mox. He did it with Cage when he was breaking down there. And it's a nice little, So here the leg moves to that creates more momentum, and there's different. I really enjoy it. It's quite a good.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's fucking better than Team Taz anyway. I know that. But I like this. I think he should do it. I think he should do it more. I'd like more of that, like breakdown. When they were talking about sports presentation in the early days, this is the sort of thing you think of. Yeah. In sports, things are analysed and like broken down. So I like this. and it puts someone's moves over strong and like can show you when without being in a match. So I really enjoy these technique by Taz. So I like to see a bit more of that.
Exactly. I think technique by Team Taz. I absolutely love the segments. But the one thing that like you said though, it highlights the moves. So imagine they did a segment towards the end of each show where Alex Marvez and Excalibur or Taz, probably Taz, would go over that night, like choose a couple of moves of the night, right? Where it's like, what did you like tonight? Oh, well, I like this because it was so well executed, you know? This is kind of like, it's not the most dynamic move, but it's so well executed that this got my vote tonight. That kind of shit. I would love to see that stuff. Even if it was on YouTube or like on the after show or some bullshit website stuff, I would love to see that. You know, they're already doing Wrestler of the Week. I'd love to see like Move of the Week. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I'd be on board with that. I like that. Like you say, give it that stuff for you. Like you say, when you're on about a move that looks sort of basic, if someone breaks it down to say why it's effective, why it's this, it'll put it over more in your mind. So you look out for that and be more impressed by even a simple move and such.
Exactly. That's why I fell in love with moves like the DDT, the neck breaker, you know? The neck breaker especially, man. That's dangerous, man, you know? Whew. Man, take a neck breaker on deck 7 on a Jericho cruise and you'll tell me what's what there. But let me tell you that. Holy smokes. Jericho cruise. Let me tell you.
So much fun.
Right?
So much fun.
What a time.
Got
What a time.
Got my phone finger behind me.
Right? There we
are.
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
Yeah, right there it is. All right, so we're going into Eddie Kingston and his crew here. They're all in the ring. They're taking over here. And let me tell you, they pull in here. He says he never lost the Battle Royal, and it's so true. He should be getting something, and I really love that they're pushing this because it's just going to come down to him getting into that title picture somehow. Maybe he elongates a feud by making it a triple threat somehow. I don't care. Eddie Kingston to me, again, like you said, gold, 24 karat, man. There's a lot of real, like, not even gold nuggets in the show, gold bars, like gold bullion we're finding here in this program. Now it's time to beat on some enhancement talent. I think we got Griff Garrison, a couple other dudes come in the ring here. They beat the shit out of them. They've tossed him around for a while. And then he tells the Blade, hey, you know, like he kind of pulls them together. And he says to the Blade, you know, now that we got this together, get your house together. And I thought they were going to fucking kick him out right there. And then I thought they were going to kick out Butcher. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? I was expecting somebody to get jumped.
Yeah, I didn't know what he meant by that. Like you say, because Butcher's badass. And he stood right there. You don't want to get rid of him. Actually, out of the Butcher and the Blade, he's the more appealing as for me watching, you know? So for him to pull him to one side and say that, I was like, what does he mean by that? And I like having a bit of intrigue. And we're on about mystery earlier, and like, what does he mean by that? Because he's saying they're all together with a family, a violent family, which is why they beat the shit out of. I wrote the same thing, Griff Garrison and 2 other guys. I wrote the same. But yeah, so then to pull Blade. Right, now we've sorted that. Get your house in order. Yeah. I really don't know what he meant. Is that like get rid of the Butcher, but he can't because he was just saying they're all a family? Is it? So it must be something external from these 5.
Is it? And I like that. I don't BTE that, you know, where Blade was at home and his wife was fighting with him.
It shouldn't be. Yeah. It shouldn't be. If you're going to say something like that, and as profound as that, which is making you think, it shouldn't be. Oh, you assume I've watched the show on the internet. It shouldn't be that. Yeah. So
I hope they're building up to it.
So I'm like, so yeah, we're just like big question mark. Like, what did he mean by that? And it's nice to not know.
John Howell with the theory here. Is Kingston asking Blade to get back together with the Bunny? Is this leading to an eventual match against the Nightmare Family? Ooh, let's get ready for that epic 10-man tag. Ooh, John Howell. John Howell. Thinking about it, man. Because you know what? Brandy can't just fight Anna Jay. Brandy's got to fight Bunny too, right? Ooh, boy. Here we go. Let's break up that Nightmare Collection or Nightmare Sisters or whatever the fuck they're.
Now he said it. Now John said it. It's going to be that lame, innit? That's what it's going to be. And like, I don't know what he's on about, and I were really intrigued. Where's that going? But that sort of makes perfect sense, John. And thanks for pointing it out. And it probably is going to be that. So we're going to have a Blade versus QT feud. Oh God! As long as Bunny beats Brandy, they'll turn it round. But is Brandy going to lose 2 in a row?
It should just be next week. All the boys roll up to Nightmare Family and they say, "Yo, Bunny, come on!" And
took wind out of my sails. Took wind out of my sails, John.
She's like, "Okay," and then she just leaves, and they fucking punk everybody. That's it.
Well, how quickly she was just all of a sudden with QT? At least that could be some nice long-term storytelling. That she were never on their side. Yeah. You know, and then
they come back around.
Let's we can save it because you took wind out of my sails a bit there, John. With that, I was really intrigued. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's like, oh, Brandy Rhodes, obviously.
Well, all roads lead to Brandy, bro. Come on, we know this. Hey, did you see on what is it on BTE? They explained the this Matt Sydal botch that happened with the Shooting Star Press. They tried to write it off as a storyline where Michael Nakazawa took some baby oil and oiled up the turnbuckle pad ahead of time. And it's like, oh, come on, you guys. Come on. The Kingston Clan. Hey, that's good. That's a good name. I like that, Kingston Clan. What's up, Lise? What's up?
No, because that's only 1K away from being a bit naughty, that, isn't it? So I think, no, Clan, no. You know what I mean? It's the KK. Family. No. We don't want that.
Yeah, it's like, whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Kingston's Killer Clan. Kingston's Killer Clan. Yeah, no. Let's be careful, guys. Careful. Let's not go down that road.
They love it. They make the shirt. Wait a second. We're getting... No. Oh, my gosh. But I'm looking forward to that, though. I'm honestly looking forward to that because I said I'm a big fan of Eddie Kingston on the microphone. To find that the 5 of them are going somewhere, that's so cool that these groups are forming. So we'll see where it goes, man. We'll see where it goes.
Like I say, he's owed something, so a title shot at some point, surely.
Yeah, I'd love to see that title fight.
And I'm down for that. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh man, him and Mox would be a war right now, man. Like it's straight up just a war, and that'd be something awesome to see for sure. Private Party taking on Jericho. Oh man, I'd love to.
Said you're not tougher than me, didn't he? They've already got a little. Said you're not tougher than me. It was Lance who threw him out. Who knows? Depends which way it goes. That match, doesn't it?
Lisa's a fan of the Nakazawa thing there, writing that into there. They did a good back and forth into that, so it was a good something to do with it anyways, right? I mean, hey, Nakazawa we haven't seen a lot of him lately, at least not on the main programs. So we got into this tag team program here. Speaking of tag team programs, Hager, Jericho looking for another win to build up here against the very impressive Private Party. Looking to climb the tag rank. In my notes, I've got hoping to continue climbing the tag ranks. I hope. I put hopefully twice in my notes.
That's how much you hope.
I'm hopeful, man. I'm a very hopeful man for this. It's a lot of hope. So Jim Ross saying if Chris more TV time for him, and Excalibur saying maybe an extra hour. Dun dun dun. I would love that, man. 5 hours. Give them 5 hours of what we're doing right now. Put it all in. Put Dark in with Dynamite. Just and let's do it. I'm in.
Well, didn't they say they had a late night Dynamite next Tuesday? Is that on TV?
Right.
That's on TV, isn't it? So that is like, is that what the third hour is referring to? So that's an hour show. So Dynamite spread over 2 nights.
Are they going to just pre-tape that when they do? Because they do the Dynamites before the AEW, right? Like, so next week's Dynamite's or next week's Dark is already taped, right?
Well, I think the tape, like some things have been taped out in like 2-week bulks and stuff. Like the main event of this were pre-taped and such. And Dark's always the same night of the Dark from 1 week is the Dark from taped after the Dynamite from the week before, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So when they showed Dark on Tuesday, it was actually the previous Wednesday. Yeah. So we're like going back in time here. Okay, cool. Anyways, sorry about that, everybody. Private Party here, just showing again. Dynamic tag team. They're growing so much. They're not even like, it's not even like a growth thing anymore. They're so awesome. It's fun to watch these guys wrestle. What was that?
It was little Marcy Mill.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
She's loving that clearly. Loving that clearly. Called you a bag of chips. I think he means crisps.
Yes.
I think he's confused. Yeah.
A bag of crisps. Oh man. Okay. Sorry. Again, I just get so sidetracked here. I see cats and I'm just like happy now. I want Jake and Chris to advance here and win and every win means something because it really does. Especially a win against Private Party would definitely push them up the ranks here. I was hoping they were going to take this match. This was way more than I expected it to be, though. Private Party put up much more of a fight than I wanted them to because I was hoping they would just get trumped out and lost, and that was it. Isaiah Cassidy put up a hell of a fight here. Took the Judas effect, though. I love that when he was just like...
Yeah, his selling were fun. Like, his selling were really good from that. Really good. Yeah.
Super good there. Super good. And then after the match there, Mark Quinn with that Pele kick there hit Chris right in the face with it. And it looks like an easy setup for a match down the line, man. Because, man, let me tell you, this guy is super awesome, man. That was a super fun match again. Tag team wrestling, man. It's all elite.
Well, if there was... This show was stellar. So I suppose this would be like the low point if there were one. And like that's only because I don't know about Private Party. I just can't quite get into them. They're both clearly talented and got big futures. But I wasn't really invested in this match, so it were like it picked up towards the end. But like I say, not that there was a low point, but because the episode was so good, this was a bit where I flattened out a touch. A bit like how I felt when John reminded me that probably means a Nightmare Family Feud, like that within the Dynamite episode. So, but I'm glad Jericho and Hager getting wins because that's what you need. Like they want building up. The two big guys in AEW, and I want to see them have a proper run and have a title shot eventually.
Yeah, that's what they want to do with it.
Yeah, so and like Mark Quinn at the end, because he did the Pele kick, he got to sort of stand tall even though they lost. So it wasn't too bad for him. Like you say, they put up a good fight, and Isaiah Cassidy's selling of that Judas effect was fantastic. The way he fell, the awkward, and then his hands just like spasming. Yeah. I thought that was really well done. And obviously Jericho, like I said, stick him in walls for a bit, which allowed Mark to be able to take him out because he dropped him with that Pele kick, didn't he? Hager had to drag him away. Yeah. So even though they'd lost, they got to stand with the chest out.
Stand tall, and like you said, it's going to continue it on. John Howell agreeing, saying Jericho is amazing at building the younger talent and giving them names in the company. This could be another example of just that. I agree totally, man. Jericho is. That's what he's there for now. It's not Chris Jericho looking to dominate one more division or one more promotion before he retires. No, this is Chris Jericho using everything that he's built over the years in every facet, in every way he can here. You know what I mean? To put people over. So, yeah. I mean, hey, hell yeah, man. I'm in for that.
Like I say, I enjoyed it. Just how good the rest of the episode was. It was just, yeah. Not the low point. That's a bad way of sounding. That sounds negative. You know what I mean? It would just
listen, man, if you're going to start talking shit about the inner circle here, inner family, if you're going to start talking shit about the inner circle, we're going to have a problem here, family.
No, like you say, I love Jericho. He's an absolute GOAT. He's one of my heroes. So,
absolute. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Des.
You've quelled this fire then. That's good. That's good. So coming up here on the program, we had Thunder Rosa putting on the NWA Women's Championship against Ivelisse. Okay, so I figured obviously Thunder Rosa was going to win this match because there was going to be no title switch on a Dynamite with so little fanfare for such a big event. I know you think the belt, as soon as you said that belt looks like plastic now, I can't shake it out of my head that this thing just looks like somebody was just like rando Walmart and just said, hey, I need the NWA title replica. Let's make it at Walmart. And then they just put it together. Fun match. I thought it was super cool here. The Tombstone Pile Driver was so sick. That little twist there with it. Diamante with the back jump here, really showing that they could take 2-on-1. Well, I mean, numbers game. Sheeta comes in. Man, Sheeta is so strong. It's like there should have been a 3-on-1, and Sheeta could have came in and cleared them all out. Like, she's just that strong. So look at this. I think it's going to be a tag match coming up here. Throwing a couple more women, and they could have a good 8-man tag.
8-women tag. But I love this match. I'd go as far to say this is, for me, the best women's match I've seen on Dynamite. I loved it. So much sass from the beginning. Proper out-sassing each other. Really even move for move. Like, you throw me, I'll throw you. Lots of heavy hits, really physical.
proper gritty. I think this genuinely were the best women's match I've seen. I were really invested in it, and I thought they both looked great. Like, you haven't built enough women yet. You've made 2 stars at women's division right here. Like, now Sheeta's got people to play around, and like they're gonna have a tag match because Diamante afterwards got involved because that Tombstone pile driver was sick. I like how she were safe as she could be. She were a bit low and she didn't just go for it. She hoisted her up, didn't she, to hit it? So like being safe. I'll forgive her that little shuffle because it's to be ultimately safe. I really enjoyed this match. I think this was second. If it wasn't for main event, this is the best match for me. I really enjoyed it, and I like Sheeta holding the belt when she come in and made the save because Diamante obviously then attacks under Rosa, didn't she? And now we're going to have a tag match between them. So, great. Get to showcase all 4 of them and what they can do. And I'm really, after seeing this, I'm well excited for that match. That should be awesome. And I liked how Sheeta held the belt a bit like still unfinished business between us 2 and such. So, even though she won, Sheeta's awesome. She looks well 80s, didn't she, Sheeta? Looks well 80s.
Oh, she's a prize fighter, man. She's a prize fighter and deserves that belt. She wants it. I love her, man, for sure. Absolutely. We see Kip. Kip is backstage there, hanging out. So I got to watch. I follow Miro on YouTube. I don't know if you do or not. Have you watched his videos?
No.
So when he debuted last week, there's a whole story behind his wardrobe, right? Because he came out wearing a pink shirt that said Gucci Mickey and like these pants, like the whole getup, right? He was just getting blasted for this getup of why would you debut in that, right? And so he tells this whole story about he didn't have wardrobe, he didn't have the clothes, so he made an emergency call to a friend, and his friend came through and found these clothes in the size for him in Miami and brought them out and shipped them out to him in Jacksonville. So he says it was actually just finding clothes his size on no notice. That's what happened. So he says now he's got this great Gucci Mickey shirt that he's got now forever. So it's funny because everybody's been giving him shit. Like, it was like, why would you choose that? And it's like, he didn't choose it. He just kind of rolled with it. So I thought that was pretty neat that Miro went with that. So
he can wear anything. He can wear anything.
He should have worn no shirt, man. Why wouldn't he just wear pants? You know what I mean? Why is like a thing where you got to wear a shirt? You're a debuting wrestler. You're massive. You're jacked. You're probably in the best shape of your life. Show it off, man. Just like you right now, Dean. Come on, show it off, Dean.
He had a right pump, didn't he? Did you hear him counting his presses? Well, he's like 21, 22, 23, 25, 30. That's I'm like, I love the man. He's so charismatic, naturally funny, when also being big and domineering and impressive. Yeah. And I had a few Call of Duty Warzone references on about swapping guns and stuff. I love the guy. I'm so happy he's on the show that I watch now. Not getting time on the show I don't watch anymore because he's awesome. He's awesome, and I like this little act between them. It's made me interested in Kit because Kit hasn't really. He's just been there, and not against him, talented guy, but I like this little dynamic, which obviously I doubt it'll last too long. Mado's surely going to be thrown up the card, and he should be because, like I say, he looks in incredible shape. After he'd done his little pump, he were like, he were bursting out of screen. So
I'll stop taking notes. Him
and Wardlow and Luchasaurus, get them all in a ring and we'll love it. But yeah, so I enjoyed this for what it was. Really fun. And he's just a beast.
Lisa, Dean, I often listen to you too because I just like listening, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about real fights or video games?
Neither. Wrestling, we're on about wrestling, pretend fights, Lisa. Thanks for watching. Neither. That's awesome.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's great.
Pretend fights, pro wrestling, like WWE, but this is a different show, a better one. Miro Day. Cheers for watching, Lisa. That's awesome.
Miro Day. Yeah, that's a good stuff, man. I can't wait for his actual debut in the ring to just destroy. Because, like you said, he can be goofy, he's funny. But he's such a monster. It's a joy to see.
Yeah, he can do it within an instant, within a matter of seconds. He can go from being really funny to really like charismatic and intimidating, all in like the blink of an eye. And that's not everyone has that, and he does. So he deserves to be showcased.
Yeah,
doesn't he? So I'm so glad he's over. Yeah, on our side of the fence now. I love it. Can't watch WWE anymore. I can't watch it anymore.
I know,
especially
it's
after
tough,
now AEW exists and it's so good. WWE is even worse now.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like I didn't really watch Impact, didn't watch other stuff. It was just like I watched WWE because that's what you watched, and I enjoyed it, and I still love it. Don't get it twisted. I still love it and want it to be ace. But now the comparison between the two, it's night and day.
I really hope those like stakeholder meetings, whatever they're doing with WWE, is they're having these talks and saying like we're losing. I don't know how the numbers are falling out if there's actually such a big shift going on, but within my personal life, within my circles, absolutely, people are just like, you know what, we don't have to put up with WWE shit anymore. Let's go watch AEW.
Yeah, it's nice having the proper choice, isn't it? Like easily access choice, and so awesome. AEW, keep up the good work. Because ideally, that'd be perfect when it builds, mix.
Lisa says we're both very therapeutic.
We've been called worse. We've been called worse. We will take that. We will take that.
We've been called much worse together in the same company. That's
therapeutic.
Hilarious.
I like that. Therapeutic. I'm happy with that. Therapeutic.
We should release our episodes in ASDR or whatever. ASDR.
Well, must be though. If someone can watch who literally doesn't have a clue what the hell we're talking about and still be engaged and watch, that's awesome. Doing something right.
That's pretty cool. Hey,
awesome.
You know,
cheers, Lisa.
Speaks to our chemistry. That's good. I feel happy now. Feel all happy and jittery here just to watch Lance Archer destroy a little dude in the ring. Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch a name on this one here. Lance Archer just ripping a dude apart.
He's dead now, so it don't matter. Some height on that choke slam, wasn't there? Some height on that choke slam.
No.
Boom.
Oh no. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's so true. Jake the Snake in there like a prophet, just going off, being Jake the Snake with that raspy old. My God, why would WWE ever let this man go? He is such a charm. Look at this man. This guy's got so much. Him, Arn, Tully. Look at what these three men have done in their short time here in AEW. It's fucking amazing, man. I love it. I love Jake the Snake. To hear him go off like this, Dean, I don't know, man, I just, got a cigarette raspy voice, what's in this bag, Dean, geez, I love it, like, I fucking love that, just that old man, that old creepy uncle fucking vibe, that just, he could fucking change your oil for you. I love that shit, man. He says they need two partners, though, and when you got to get in with the devil, dance with the devil, you might as well get in with the Tasmanian devil. I've noticed.
I like that line. It's poetic, isn't it? Like you say, I just love his delivery on everything.
Yeah.
And even though it doesn't sound rehearsed, even though the ridiculous lines like that, whereas if me and you say them, it's like, what you on about? It's just, his delivery's awesome. Like you say, it's so good. These legends actively involved in storylines. He's fantastic. Don't just come out and wave and get a pop and get a few extra people watching. These they can't wrestle anymore because they're elderly. They still know the business. If I was a young guy in AEW, I would be all over Jake all the time, wanting to learn from the promo side of things. I'd be like absorbing everything I could from him. Because he's just awesome on the mic. I love it. I always want him to talk longer because he's just so engaging. Yeah, man, he's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Jake is barking at some kids or something here.
Which one?
I don't know. He's just got some fucking riled up here. Cubs!
Not which kid, I meant which Jake. But yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, there we go. The dog. Dog is just barking. Here. So I love that they address the fact again that Eddie Kingston here talking about not going over the top rope. This is really going somewhere, man. I think this is absolutely going somewhere, which is great for Kingston because it's not just one of those things like you remember when I know I'm out for slow burns, you know what I mean? But it's good to see some boosting here, some quick movement with Eddie Kingston here, not like the Dark Order where it was like, okay, now we got the Exalted One, now they're going to lose for a bit before they come up and he's going to get his belt. This is like, yo, let's put this guy in the talks for his championship shot right now. And I don't think he's going to get it, but I mean, the fact that they're putting up there as a credible offender. Eddie Kingston, he's an offender. He's a real number one offender. That's awesome, man. It's super awesome. I love it. Moxley comes out, and now this is fucking hilarious because they talked about this last week. I was watching a couple things on this about how the fan that tried to attack him last week or whatever, right, got too close to the action. And I was like, yo, looking at the fans, Moxley's talking, and all I can see is the fan up on his shoulder. And I'm thinking, how cool would that be to just be in the fans like that close to the action? And I was like, yo, imagine how fucking brutal it would be, though, right? Like, just like, how close was that fan to give up his spot and just be like, Mox, even if it wasn't a fucking, maybe it was all planned. Who fucking knows, right? They didn't land on the moon either. Who the fuck knows? They fucking, and this guy again, a fan behind him, back jumps him, and I was like, holy fuck, that security guy is gonna get paid even more. Like he's just working overtime at this point. But it turns out to be Ricky Starks. Starks and Cage beating them all down here. Who comes to the save here but Will Hobbs, man? This guy is a beast. Thank you, AEW. My love for big men, my love for these hosses. Just Will Hobbs, the absolute beast here. Next week, we've got a 6-man. Damn it, 6-man tag. Just fucking 2 more guys. 2 more fucking guys. They were missing 2 guys out of this feud. Just tack 2 more guys on this shit. Come on, let's do this here. But man, Will Hobbs, impressive as fuck, man.
Well, they've just signed him, so they've clearly high on him, so it's nice that they're throwing him in. But the realisation when Jake were talking, he was on about, if I'm going to lay in bed with the devil, I might as well be the Tasmanian devil. So then you instantly thought, like, he needs 2 partners, like Team Taz and Lance Archer. That is actually like a deadly trio. Like, whoa, that's serious. Like, Moxley's going to need some decent guys on his side because that is a good trio. 3 big guys that are being pushed.
Yep, Team Taz.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Team Taz and Lance. But also, Taz were like, oh, yeah, so we'll help you. Of course we will. Yep. But that means when you win, because obviously we'll help beat Mox up for you during this match. It's a business thing from Team Taz, not like teaming with the enemy. I'll get Brian Cage will get a title shot. He'll be your first title shot. So it makes perfect business sense, storyline sense for them to help. Yeah. Beautiful. And then, obviously, when Will Hobbs came and made the save, you've got you've got Mox versus Lance, you've got Hobbs versus Cage, 2 big men. And then, so he's like, Darby, I know you're watching at home. I need you. Get involved, because them 2 are feuding. So, and the small guys, what a beautiful, balanced match. There's been a lot of 8-man tags thrown together. This is a 6-man tag with a hell of a lot of story from multiple angles. That is like, yes, please. We've got 3 matches. We've got a 3v3, but with 3 matches going on within the 3 feuds within the 6-man tag, and like how perfectly matched, like Cage and Hobbs. Hobbs is a big, massive dude. Cage is a big, massive dude. You got the chip. Yes, I'm well into this.
I want to see it matched up, though. I want to see it matched up. I want to see Hobbs versus Starks. I want to see Darby taking on Cage. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see the crosses here. But absolutely. And Lisa's saying, too, Angry Dad Mox ordering his son Darby to be there next week made my week. For sure. Just gets in there. Darby, I know you're watching. Be here next week. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cool. Like, that's awesome, man. No, but like you said, Dean, man, it's good shit, man. It's good shit to see organically, to see these matchups happening here. They're pairing off, but there's groups, and it's just fun stuff. Team Taz, FTW.
Team Taz. I'm not getting over that. It's terrible. And when they say it out loud, like it's intimidating and means something, I'm like, come on. But yeah.
Team Taz.
Can you just cover our faces and just put it on the full screen? That's what people want to see, what they want to hear.
Team Taz. Yeah. We don't want to see our
Taz.
faces. We just want to see
the more you say it, it's not like I'm getting used to it or it is what it is. It's like it sounds more and more lame every time it's said. That's what I'll see when I close my eyes to go to bed at night. Team Taz, that's what I'll be seeing.
Oh man, Team Taz. Let me tell you.
So yeah, awesome segment, awesome lineup for the match. We're in for that. We're in.
Yep.
I'm mentioning Eddie Kingston. We're in.
Yep. So we get it next week. Hobbs, Mox, and Darby taking on Cage, Starks, and Archer. Team Taz. It's gonna be awesome. We're seeing Orange Cassidy versus Brody Lee in the TNT title fight. That is gonna be a TNT title match for the ages. It's gonna be a good one. I like Brody Lee, man. I love that. that big man style, that whole Big Daddy Cool, like it works for me, man. I love Brody Lee. Shida and Thunder Rosa taking on Diamante and Ivelisse next week as well, which is going to be fucking great, man. Like I love it, man. I love it. The Demo God on the show with a mic next week as well. That's going to be fucking great. That's just going to be Dez watching and marking out like crazy. So tune in for that for sure. Tune in for that. Oh, I've got a video coming up here from Jeanette. What's up? Oh, it's just like just beeping all over the place here. Yo.
She's with Taryn.
What's up? It's Taryn. Taryn on Triple D. Dean Christ. Awesome. Well, hey, you guys, take care, have fun. We're just doing the show right now.
No, I'm adding Dean to this call. Tell him to cancel that.
What? No, he's on the show right now. We're doing the live.
Oh, you're doing a show?
Yo, it's Taryn.
Yo, the true star. She's there.
She's in America right now, so she's doing us proud. Here we go. Root finger Taryn.
I can see right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up when you're done the show, bud.
All right, awesome. We'll do.
Bitch.
But
Love you, Taryn.
That's funny as hell. Hell. So Taryn is in Jersey right now, living it up here with Jeanette, just having a ball, and I wish I was there. That's so cool. That is so cool. Oh, man.
Back to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and back to the show. Here we go to wrap it up here. We've got the Lise. That's awesome. John and Lise here. Love you, Taryn, so much. That's so rad. Hopefully you're watching this later on.
Cameo.
Winding down there. Yeah, exactly, right? All right, so right after Team Taz here, we had the main event, the parking lot fight. Wow. They were building up to this for a very long time. Very long time here. The best friend's mom, Sue's mom, got trashed here. Santana and Ortiz have been up to a whole lot of shit. They were bleaching gear. There's been a whole lot of back and forth, and it's been a big build up to this one, man. So, did it deliver? Find out next week. Just kidding. Just kidding. I thought it was fucking great. I mean,
it delivered.
How could you not? How could you not enjoy this? Santana and Ortiz coming out with face paint on like the dead presidents. These fucking crazy moves here, like using all the cars, that hood, the senton on the hood. Fucking Ortiz is dead. Truck, then Trent. I love how Tony's talking about they got a piece of half-inch plywood there in JR. Well, I don't know there, Tim the Tool Man, right? Like, go ahead. I'm sure, right? I don't know. It was just funny back and forth banter there. Fucking big moves here again. I'm just in my notes. Ortiz with that huge suplex to Chuck, and then Santana with that big splash. Huge moves all over the place, man. This got so physical, like so dirty. And I'm looking at like blood on the concrete, just looks so serious. Like it looks blood in a parking lot setting. Like it looks so much more real, I guess. I don't know. It just looks dangerous, man. Massive moves here, man. There's so much insanity. JR saying this was the most amazing street fight he can remember calling in his career. That's a huge up for this match because that is fucking massive, man. Holy hell, man. I'm looking at powerbomb on top of the car. Trent almost dying there. And then that double powerbomb to Trent on the windshield. Like, Trent, man, you got MVP, Trent, for sure. What do you think about this, man? There's just too much here. There's too much going on, man.
It was incredible. This is one of the best matches that's ever been on Dynamite. Like, if anyone's thinking about doing a parking lot brawl, don't now. There's no point. You will not top this. This was fantastic. This were pre-taped, but filmed in one take like a match. So it wasn't janky. It was just action. I couldn't even take notes. There were so many spots. Like, these guys are going to be sore for so long. There was some beauty. Even though it was like really hardcore, and they were still professional and safe, but there was blood. There was some insane moves. Like you say, when he's in under the hood, the bonnet, when he's under the bonnet, and they're slamming it down, slamming it. His arms and legs are sticking out. There's no nice way to take that. Then they were sent onto the bonnet and crush him. I'm like just thinking, Ortiz, you poor dude. He took some punishment as well. This was awesome. When he threw the sledgehammer, if that's not timed right, someone's dying.
Yeah.
He launched that. He launched it, and it was a nice callback how it was stuck out of the window, because that's when the start of the feud was smashing up Big Sue's van.
Yeah.
That's what he did to end it. He threw the sledgehammer through the window, so that was a nice callback. But it's like, if he don't move in time, he's like, we never see Chucky T again because his head's off. But like you say, the power bomb on top from Trent when the back window blew out, I don't think that was planned. It just looked so impressive. And then the double power bomb throwing him through the windscreen, and obviously all shatters, and his back shredded to shit, blood everywhere. All of them were bleeding, and all of it was hardware.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? No, but everyone were cut up. There were just so many epic spots. It was absolutely fantastic. I was so engaged. I encourage anyone who hasn't seen it to go watch it. I think a non-wrestling fan would really enjoy how exciting, and they were like, it didn't feel like a fake, fat, predetermined fight. It felt like it felt like a parking lot brawl. Like the cars round. I feel like this is what Shane McMahon in his head thought Raw Underground would be. Like this gritty and, but, and I don't wonder whose cars there were, because imagine like you work in catering, you finish work and you go back and you're like, the fuck's happened to my car? But this was so good.
The Dynamite, come park your car back here. Let's go.
My one flaw is I wish the match had just ended with these 4 guys. Like I love Orange Cassidy and he's involved, but I didn't like him getting involved, because if the headline from this is best friends babyface cheat to win and rob my guys Santana Ortiz, robbed them of a win. But I'm okay with the babyfaces getting the win, but I'd rather they just won outright. As much as I love Orange Cassidy, this was the one bit that were like, I felt it took away. I can understand why they did it, and it still makes sense storyline. But these 4 guys have put the bodies on the line, so let it be about them, And if you want Big Sue giving Santana and Ortiz the win, let Trent and Chuck win. Trent looked like a beast here. Trent looked like a beast. They're obviously high on Trent. He looked like a monster. But everyone put the bodies on the line. I just loved it. It was absolutely brilliant. One of the best matches that AEW have done on Dynamite, especially. And if you want to say gimmicked matches, easily the best gimmick match. Surely, it was fantastic. I can't say enough about how brilliant this was.
Yeah, it was honestly a crown jewel here on the show. They say leave them wanting more and being happy. Absolutely, that's what they did. I love that the passion of the Trent at one point there. He was so bloody. It was just like watching him walk around was just like
passion of the Trent.
Oh my god! Like he was just going hard, man. Like it was hardcore. And then so Orange Cassidy coming out of the hood of that car, just like that kid from Pale Mambas, that rap group on Facebook there, with that massive orange punch. But I love how he just comes out of the hood of the car, because I thought they were building up for a massive, like with that pipe spot. I thought he was gonna swing that pipe, and they were gonna just angle the camera and have him duck out of it so that he wouldn't take the whole slap, right? But Orange Cassidy coming out, like you said, was just a little bit unneeded, I think, at that point. That pile driver onto the car, and then Trent hitting they called it the crunchy on Ortiz through that piece of plywood. Holy shit. I like that driver, that weird kind of put you between my crotch and I'm going to hold your legs and then sit on you and fucking pin you.
Teabag you, yeah.
Yeah, it's effective, but I mean, it's the teabag, exactly. So like, yow, I said in my notes here. Yow. Sue's got the van, takes them all for the ride. And they back out. As they leave there, Sue stops. They catch up. And Sue fucking with the old fucking middle finger back. Wow, man. Way to go, Sue. Glad she got her van. I would have honestly pimped out the van. They could have gave her a little bit nicer of a van, I think, afterwards. Would have been a nice story to all this. Like, it was just all, like, just pimped out, like lowrider style, like an Up in Smoke or something. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh, jeez. But like I said, just super fun, awesome ending. Great match. Watch it, please. It was super good.
Watch it. These guys, like, they put the work in here. They're going to be head to toe covered in cuts and bruises. They're going to be stiff. Like they put it out there. They put the work in, and I super enjoyed it, and I appreciate and applaud them for doing this, because like everything must have hurt. And like I say, even though they're so professional, everything felt safe. There wasn't anything that took you out. You know, sometimes it don't felt too dangerous where you were just actually full on worried. Apart from when he threw that sledgehammer, man. When he threw that, I was like, whoa, because the speed he launched that, it's like. Say Chuck slipped as he's going and didn't quite get out of the way. Boom, yeah, exactly. Head off. But that just added to it, like, whoa, it was pure exciting. Like, just watch it. It were brilliant. That's brilliant. And surely, my boys Santana Ortiz need to be pushed further up there. Even though they've lost this here, but they got robbed because best friend's cheated with a third man. But surely they deserve to be like, come on, man. Get them pushed up the tag division, man. Are you joking? These guys are legit. Awesome. Great work from everyone involved. Round of applause, man.
I thought so, too. It was a great episode of Dynamite, honestly. I loved it.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it. It was a good thing. It was the second best moment of my week. First, of course, being this here, talking to you, Dean.
Beautiful bastard.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week here, for listening to us yammer on here for a full-on hour about wrestling that we love, man. What a great show, honestly. Good stuff.
Man. Cheers for watching, guys. You know I love you, Des. This is what I like in my week. Awesome.
Always a fun time. Always a fun time. So thank you, everybody out there watching. Thank you, everybody out there who's going to be watching this later on. And for those of you just watching to hear our voices, we love you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. Thanks, Lisa. Nice.
Really, though, appreciate it. That's a really good compliment. Yeah. I like that.
Isn't it?